Trump absolutely goes full-on nuclear attack on an ABC reporter during a press conference with the Saudi king, Saudi prince, I think it's the prince. Don't quote me on that. Bit of context, he's doing a press conference with the Saudi guy. Earlier on, the ABC reporter, a woman whose name escapes me, asked about the killing of that journalist Khashoggi, something like that, who by some accounts was sanctioned by the man sitting right next to Trump. And she asked a question about it, and Trump said, "Why are you being disrespectful or upsetting our guest or something?" The quotes will all come out, I've already seen them doing the tagline. And then she asks another question about the Epstein list, and he goes in full on nuclear attack. Let's have a wee look and listen to this.
Mr. President, why wait for Congress to release the Epstein files? Why not just do it now?
You know, it's not the question that I mind, it's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter. It's the way you ask these questions. You start off with a man who is highly respected, asking him a horrible, insubordinate, and just a terrible question. And you could even ask that same exact question nicely. You're all psyched up. Somebody psychs you over at ABC. They're going to psych. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter. As far as the Epstein files is, I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. But I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did. Andrew Weissman here. All these guys were friends of his. You don't even talk about those people. You just keep going on the Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax to try and get me not to be able to talk about the $21 trillion that I talked about today. It's a hoax. Now, I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero, no money to me, but he gave money to Democrats. And people are wise to your hoax, and ABC's, your company, your crappy company is one of the perpetrators. And I'll tell you something, I think the license should be taken away from ABC because your news is so fake and it's so wrong. And we have a great commissioner, the chairman.
Does that sound familiar, anybody? ABC, American Broadcasting Corporation, BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation. What's happening over here in the UK? The Royal Charter's up. The Royal Charter for the BBC exists. You know, the king goes, "Oh, it shall be, so it be." Anyway, that's coming up, and the shite that's coming out just now. The witch hunt for the BBC that's going on just now. I'm going to stab in the dark because of the reporting of what's happening inside Gaza and Palestine. And then there's Trump, who's suing the BBC, now slagging off ABC, saying the license to exist. I don't know the minutiae of that, the details. Obviously there's some sort of a governmental license for them to exist, just like the Royal Charter over here. And he's calling that into question. But of course these are just America first, although he's suing the British Broadcasting Corporation. And then now America, it's just all these international nationalists. It's weird. All these nationalist motherfuckers also use the World Wide Web. Fucking hypocrites.
who should look at that, because I think when you come in and when you're 97% negative to Trump and then Trump wins the election in a landslide, that means obviously your news is not credible and you're not credible as a reporter. So I've answered your question. You should go and look at the Democrats who received money from Epstein, who spent their time. Larry Summers was with him all the time. That creep, the fund guy, was with him all the time. What's his name? Who? Reid Hoffman. I don't know Reid Hoffman, but I know he spends a lot of money on the radical left. Reid Hoffman, in my opinion, should be under investigation. He's a sleazebag. And those are the people, but they don't get any press, they don't get any news, and you're not after the radical left because you're a radical left network. But I think the way you ask a question with the anger and the meanness is terrible. You got to go back and learn how to be a reporter. No more questions from you. Who else has a question?
Prince, very quickly.
Freedom! Freedom of speech! No more fucking questions for you, bitch! Oh my god, man, I'm so glad Trump got in, man. No because I fucking agree with his politics, just because of entertainment value, man. I mean, like, can you imagine a Democrat, Biden or that Harris chick, or whoever's top dog in the Democrats right now, I don't even know, doing something like that? No chance! So there's Trump. He's trying to affect the British Broadcast Corporation while shutting down the American Broadcast Corporation because they're radical left. The BBC's radical left, y'all, because they reported on what was happening in Gaza and Palestine. And I don't know, man, I listen to the wrong channels. It's caused my talk sport addiction. I listen to that talk sometimes or hear bits and bobs for that talk, and they never shut up about the BBC being radical left, and you're like, half of yous worked for them at some point. Do you know what I mean? It's hilarious. Oh no, and saying that the BBC refused to call Hamas a terrorist organisation. I hear them calling them a prescribed terrorist organisation all the fucking time. See, when the government prescribed them a terrorist organisation, the BBC News reported British government prescribes Hamas as a terrorist organisation, and you still get people bumping their gums. So it's so hilarious as well. You get people coming on to like that talk, right? For example, and the Times Radio as well, right? They'll talk about the BBC editing that Trump clip, and then they'll take calls, and they'll act like everybody in the world has the same opinion as these callers, just for wee Tom and Joe, the candlestick maker, the baker, something else, and candlestick maker. Right, and they'll present these people as just like your average run-of-the-mill person, and they will never let you know that these calls are edited, screened, monitored. They never put somebody through that has a different point of view that will bring up the fact that you're not journalists, yous are fucking Rupert Murdoch lackeys who have to go to a meeting round a round table before going on the show, and they tell you what to talk about. They tell you your point of view, where you're meant to come from, and then they present themselves as independent journalists, just a normal, yes, I'm for the working man, my name's Julia Hartley Brewer. Aye man, I know hundreds of working men fucking down the pub with double barrel fucking names. Oh, the fucking lot of them, man. Slimy Jeremy Vile, Ian Collins, that fat fucking toad, fucking Mike Graham. Fucking, he's one jelly baby away from a heart attack and sit there and tell you this he's the oracle of news. Anyway, I digress. But there's the Trumpety Trump. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press. No more questions for you, biatch. I don't like your tone. You're asking these questions with too much aggression. Yeah, you're cut off, biatch. You better behave yourself in my circles, man. I'm dripping myself in gold and sucking the fucking Saudi bobby for $1 trillion. That's how much. How many zeros are on that? I do not know, because do you know, like, a British billion is different from an American billion, so is an American trillion different from a British trillion? Confusing? Confused? Me too. I don't know how many zeros are on that, man. I'm struggle with how many zeros on the £100 sometimes, man. Anyway, get it, got it good. There's Donald Trump, man. I'm so glad he's in. He made me money on the bookies because I put money on him getting in because the writing was on the wall, and he's just so entertaining. I think that's the only reason why I would like Vaj to get in as well, man. Just fucking sheer entertainment, man. I mean, I don't take any of that shit. It's that serious. It's not as if I can affect it or anything. I just want entertainment, and Trump gives you that. Get it, got it, good. Catchies, no cats, and no cheese. Maybe only some Trump Bobby suckies. We're hurting this filming.